Hey, what's happening? This is a quick recap of the meetup that we had last week. $1 million advice that we received from Ryan Lee. If you don't know who Ryan Lee is, you can check out the different links. The summary of it is that he's built at least half a dozen companies, $1 million companies with no outside funding. Three of them hit the 7-figure range. Two of them, hit the 8-figure range. No outside funding again, and I wanted to have him at the meetup, just following the trend that we've been doing, just bringing in the best speakers, the ones with the most success, the ones with the best advice, and Ryan Lee definitely fits that description. Success coach. Entrepreneur, lifestyle entrepreneur, has been able to build all these businesses actually working from a coffee shop. His ability to do that is mainly due to the fact that his businesses are online. So there's not a lot of restriction on the amount of people that he can reach. But his advice was so key. I wanted to share that, with you today, share some tips, on that. In order to get the full recording and get the full breadth of what he shared, you have to be, connected on social media or on email. So in the description, you have, the email list where you'll be able to get a notification as I post these videos and the podcasts. If you're in the Facebook group, you'll be able to get the videos there also. If you follow me on Facebook, especially on the Business Meetup Organizer, Handy Luigi, the Business Meetup Organizer page, you'll get that video. Or if you're on my YouTube channel, and you subscribe to the YouTube channel, you'll be able to get notifications again as I post excerpts, special portions of that video and the podcast. So all of this is coming to you. You'll be able to hear it directly from the horse's mouth. I'll be able to pick the best parts of what he shared. But just for today, I wanted to at least address what was shared and what I think were the biggest nuggets. We set up this meeting to address the main challenges that entrepreneurs are facing. We really identified them as being like, number one is positioning, branding. Number two is getting some traction, building an audience, getting some traffic either to your website or your landing page, and then converting that traffic into sales. So those were the three major challenges that entrepreneurs are facing. Number one is positioning. It's about branding. If you're in business, you offer a personal service, you're more than likely in a very competitive field. There's more than one person that does, what you're doing. So positioning and branding is so key. You have to be able to differentiate yourself, be different, set yourself apart in order to reach a certain, level of income. And so, the best way to do that is to actually be very in tune with who you're serving, who your client is. We shared that before. So you have what's called a client avatar. So it's a perfect description of the client that you're trying to reach. When people are listening to your videos, listening to your podcasts, reading your emails, if you're in tune with who they are, they really feel like you're speaking to them. So that's number one. It's really about positioning, branding. It starts with knowing exactly who you serve, who you're trying to reach. And when you are doing these videos, doing this content, they feel like it's really for them. It's not just general information, but it's something that they want to pay attention to. That's number one. It's positioning, branding, really talking to a specific audience, with the information that you have. Tip number two is really picking your competitive advantage. I've shared this at the meetup. We had a meetup about business and strategy planning. And your competitive advantage is tip number two. You have to know at least one thing. What's the one benefit? What's the one edge that you have over the competition? Either you've taken something that's existing and you've improved it in a particular way, or you have something very specific about what you have to offer that is superior. So picking that one thing that gives you an edge, picking that one thing that makes you different, and making that clear will allow you to gain traction with the right target market. And the magic behind that is if you have at least one thing that you feel gives you an advantage over everybody else, that's great. But then what if you have two? What if you have three? What if you have 4? Then you have like an unshakable position. If you can identify, let's say, 1 to 4 things that make you different, that is really superior to what other people are offering, then you have the beginning of a solid positioning, a solid branding. And that's what you're going to be able to use as a framework for everything that you do, from your content to your sales pitch, your value proposition. So that was number 1, positioning and branding. Number 2 was really about traffic generation. And when we dove into traffic generation, the main tip was just Facebook. Again, Facebook has tremendous power in allowing you to target and be in front of a very specific group of people. So sometimes an entrepreneur will not have a very specific positioning or branding. So it's tough, when you're paying money to put your ads or to boost your posts, and it's just going in the general population, it's tough. But when you're able to identify specific demographics, specific behavior patterns, specific titles, specific things, when you're able to really define who your target market is, then you could put some money behind it and reach the right people with the right message, the right positioning, and all of a sudden now you got traffic. We didn't get a chance to get right into the conversion part, but the one thing about conversion, especially as it comes to Ryan, is that email is key. We know in today's environment, you can be on Facebook, have a great following on Facebook. You can be on Instagram, have a great following on Instagram. You can be on YouTube, have a great following on YouTube, but you don't necessarily own that information. Although people are connected to you and people are subscribing and people are following, you don't necessarily own. So if Facebook decides to charge you to reach that audience like they're doing right now, things are shifting. If YouTube decides to charge you, you don't have that ground. Instagram, the same thing. These platforms, especially Facebook and Instagram, they've greatly reduced your ability to reach for free. So if you want to put money behind it, you got to have strong positioning. You got to know who your target market is, and then you're able to put some money behind it and reach the right type of people. But the key to that is that email is key. Email has allowed him to build his business, because once you have somebody's email, then you have a direct connection with that person, with that prospect, with that client, and that doesn't go away. You have that connection for life. I know that recently there's other, big social media people that have even said, email is great, but you can do, text message. So these are things that are so key. If you're building a business and you want to gain some traction, you want to be on social media sharing. You want to be on YouTube, Instagram. You want to be on Facebook sharing, gaining some followers. But at the end of the day, getting people on your email list allows you to have that asset, allows you to have that power to reach people directly, and nobody can take that, away from you. So these are at least 2, great tips. There's so much more, to be said about that. There's so much to be learned about, Facebook ads, the power of Facebook, the power of targeting. There's so much to be said about these things, and there's not enough time right now to cover that in one video, which is why what I will do is I will take the recording. We had video recording and we had the audio recording. What I will do is I will take that video, clean it up, and prepare very specific sections where you can get that direct information, hear it, straight from him, and apply that in your business in 2020. I'll also do it in a podcast format, so you can just be listening. You don't have to be sitting in front of a screen or in front of a phone, just listening and watching. You can just turn it on as you're driving or doing different things. So, as I said, the key to getting this information going forward is being on my email list. The link is in the description. Being in the Facebook group, the Business Meetup Facebook group. I'll be able to post, that video. You'll be able to see it. Also, if you subscribe to the Instagram, not Instagram, if you subscribe to the to my YouTube channel, especially the one that I use for the Business Meetup, you'll get notifications as those videos come up, and following me on Facebook, just like you're doing right now. So if you're connected, on any of these media, then you'll be able to get notifications as I post these things. We have a lot of videos. We have a lot of content that we've been creating over the past couple of years, all the best speakers that we've been able to have at the business meetup. I'll be able to kind of clean these things up and start to distribute that over the course of 2020 to help you get focused, help you build your business, help you grow it, which is, why I created the business meetup. So that's about it. I hope you're having a great end of year so far. I hope you have a great holiday season. I am working on the calendar for next year's events. Always looking forward to that. And, just launching my new company, also being able to provide the services that you'll need in terms of strategy, which is what we're doing right now. But also there will be, bookkeeping, accounting, tax planning, and the whole financial management, aspect to it. Really be able to be in a position not only to help you strategize for your business, track exactly how you're doing with good bookkeeping, with good accounting, with good financial statements on your business, and then helping you make decisions, about what to do with your profit, whether it is to reinvest in your business or buy, different securities, invest in other people's businesses. Regardless of what it is, the platform that I'm building right now will really allow you to have everything, with one company, one person. So very looking forward to that. The website is up. Fine tuning it right now. So for now, what I would say, just, get on these different things. Follow me on Facebook. I actually have 2 Facebook pages right now. One is dedicated to the business meetup, which is more of business advice. And then I have the other page, which is called Handy Luigi, Small Business Financial Consultant, where I'll really focus on that page with the financial advice, the accounting, the financial management, helping you understand and master money. So if you're on the first page, you get, notification about the events, general tips on building your business. And on the second page, it's really about, financial knowledge. So you pick and choose whatever's best for you. Look forward to creating more content and helping you on your journey. And I'll see you soon.